I have some wonderful people here joining us from the St. Joseph Mercy Hospital. We have with us today Mr. Mohammed. It's good to see you, sir. We also have Deborah Ramsey and Nurse Graves Zandi. They're all here to tell us about some wonderful initiatives brought to you by the St. Joseph Mercy Hospital. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Morning. Good morning. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's start with you, Ms. Ramsey. Tell us a little bit about what Mercy Hospital has been involved in lately.
Okay, well, Mercy Hospital is roughly over 72 years old. So we are the largest private medical institution in Guyana. And we have, over the years, we have changed to suit the times. So now we want to let the public know what are the additional services at the hospital.
Great. So what is available in terms of additional services? We know that you can go there, but now I'm understanding that you also leave the premises and go out. Tell us about that.
One of the new services that we have. Sometimes it's very difficult for the corporate community to send a lot of their staff to the hospital. Sometimes they have to do simple tests or just talk to a doctor, but not necessarily something heavily medical.
Right.
So what we're doing is we're taking the hospital to the corporate community, and we have actually put it together in terms of a few things. We can go down, the hospital can have a team go down to the corporate office in their boardroom and actually do a few blood pressure testing, things like that. You want your staff to be fairly healthy. So it's really us innovatively trying to make sure and keep with the corporate community to make sure that their staff keep healthy. We actually have lunchtime talks where we can talk about various chronic diseases like high blood pressure and diabetes. We also have diabetes counseling. And we also can actually go down there with the blood pressure testing. If we have to do a few do simple lab work, we would take it back to the lab and then bring it back with a doctor to actually counsel the particular employee about what needs to be done to maintain a healthy lifestyle before it gets worse.
Right. That's very good that you provide that. I think a healthy staff would definitely mean that they're more productive.
Oh, yeah.
So if you are tuned in today and you're probably a CEO, manager, whatever, of what company, it doesn't matter. You need to contact the St. Joseph Mercy Hospital as soon as possible if you want to host things like probably like a health fair. Are you into things like that as well?
Yes.
All right. Good. So we want you to make contact with Ms. Ramsey as soon as possible. She's going to give you all of her information in just a bit. But before we do that, let's get to meet the other people that are joining Ms. Ramsey today. Ms. Ramsey, do you care to introduce the others?
Okay. On my immediate right is Mr. Terry Mohammed, who is our chief anesthetist at the hospital. He's and the OR manager. He's the operating room manager, and he's also trained and certified in basic life support, which is what he's going to speak about in more detail.
Yes, can we hear about that, Mr. Mohammed?
So yes, I am the hospital's chief anesthetist, manager for the operating theater. So that itself will tell you we're dealing with emergencies all the time and surgeries and very high-tech stuff. I'm also a CPR instructor, a BLS instructor that we teach people, as Ms. Ramsey was saying. We started off by teaching students, medical students, nursing students, employees at the hospital. But we found it very more meaningful if we go out to the corporate community out there. We have been doing this for a little while now, and it's very, very receptive. As a matter of fact, when you look on TV and see people being resuscitated on the road and one of your people who you train, it makes you feel good. And this has been happening. We've gone to places like down in Berbice. Marcia and I, she will talk a little bit. We go about doing this. We're hoping that this will be taken to schools eventually.
I hope so. Actually, that just came to my mind. I was going to ask you that. Are you taking this into schools soon? And probably the University of Guyana, that type of thing. Because that's important, I think. It's good to have your employees and the corporate society learning these things just in case someone collapses at work. But it's also important for kids to learn these things too, that they can probably help a family member at home.
That's right.
So that would be good.
And what we've been doing is like the CrossFit games. We've provided, Mercy provided the total health team personnel for that game, and those games we've been doing it for a number of years now. We're doing the Football Association. we're going out there. I think very soon we're slated to go to the GRA, we're training those people up there. Those are the ports and different employees. People in mass, where people accumulate in mass, there will be accidents, there will be people coming in with heart conditions. Joining a long line at the airport, you can just suddenly collapse. So the personnel down there need to know what they can do to help this person. And if you permit me to talk a little bit BLS, what we do is the first care that is given to this person before they reach to the hospital.
Yes.
Now, if the proper care is given to these persons, they will survive. The percentage of survival is greater than if nothing is done and if it's done correctly. So our job, Marcy and I and others, we go about training them how to properly deliver CPR, basic life support, and emergency care to various people out there.
Okay, so let's turn our attention to Nurse Graves Zandy. Tell us a bit about the challenges that you have experienced in actually doing this training.
Well, some of the challenges we have experienced is that sometimes the people want more time to practice, and they probably don't remember it. So what we try to do is that we ask them to continuously overlook their training, in a sense that I've delivered the training to you today, but next month come together in a group and say to each other, let's see how good we can remember this.
Yeah, like a practice session.
Right. We've already also went into a lot of the hinterland areas and trained some of the tourist operators and the resort people so that they can help their patrons. They have helped quite a lot of them, the tourists that come down, and the workers helped them to recover. They had massive bleedings, they've had fractures, they've had snake bites, that kind of stuff. So it's very, very important, and like my partner says, Terry, is that the first aid is very, very important. A person falls in front of you, you have to recognize, first of all, that something's wrong.
Yes.
And based on what you know, you respond to that, you know? And I've always been very angry over the amount of people that are paralyzed because people just pick them up and throw them in a vehicle like it's a sack of potatoes, you know, and then carry them to the hospital,
Yes.
you know, when they could have put the person out the right way, you know, get a stretcher and whatever. Because not every single emergency is such an emergency that we have to pick up and run, you know.
Right.
If we plan it and we put it out good, and we got an ambulance or a truck back, something to park, you know, it helps a lot.
So all this information is imperative, and I hope that you get to as many companies as possible. What do people have to do, Ms. Ramsey, to have you come by to their company?
They just have to, we call it corporate links, and they just have to make contact with us. They can call me on 227-7139, that's my direct line, and I would set everything in motion. Apart from that, once somebody has done the BLS training, the next step that we have proactively gone with is that you need to have a proper first aid kit.
Right.
So we have first aid kits that we have a 52-piece first aid kit, a very detailed first aid kit that can take you through anything that may happen on the job, because sometimes things happen on the job and staff, you know, don't know what to do. But if you have trained staff on the job and you have first aid kits available, in the first aid kits we have a Cpr Shield that can automatically save a person right away if they're having problems with breathing.
Right.
So those kits come with detailed information on how to use the different items that are in there. So those we sell at the outpatient pharmacy. The detailed first aid kits. It's a branded first aid kits with St. Joseph Mercy Hospital on it.
And can households buy that as well?
Yeah, anybody can buy it. Anybody. It's not only for corporate. It's there for sale.
Okay.
Anybody can come and get it. It's at the outpatient pharmacy.
Thank you very much. That is Ms. Ramsey for you, everybody. Again, the number is 227-7139. Call her office as soon as possible and book them to get this training done. First aid training for your company, your staff. The number again is 227-7139. And the St. Joseph Mercy Hospital is located at Parade Street, Kingston, Georgetown. You can go going there as well. And the pharmacy is, I think it's in the front now, right?
It's in the front. We're doing some changes right now, but right now it's in the front.
I noticed a lot of big things happening at St. Joseph Mercy Hospital. So before we go, anything else you want to leave with our listeners?
Well, I would like to thank you very much for inviting us to have this discussion. Invite the public to make use of the information we have given to everybody, because of course first aid training is so important. And also just remind the corporate community we are here to assist them with any needs that they have, including the new services that we have offering right now.
Thank you so much. Thank you to Nurse Grace Zandi, Mr. Mohammed, Miss Ramsey. Thank you so much for being here today. Remember, everyone, you can contact the St. Joseph Mercy Hospital again at 227-7139. Have a great day, everybody.